Hi! Well, today's is a special video for two reasons. The first reason is I am actually in the UK right now, very near London. I live in Amsterdam, as some of you might know, in the Netherlands, and I'm just here in the UK for this week. And actually, the thing that surprised me, because I haven't been back in 6 years, is wow, people are really addicted to chocolate here. In the Netherlands, people also like chocolate, but it's more like dark chocolate. Whereas in the UK, I've really noticed that it's milk chocolate and very milky chocolate, actually, compared to what I'm used to now. So, first chance for you to comment. What is your favorite kind of chocolate? And have you ever noticed that going to different places, the chocolate tastes different? So that's just like a fun thing. Second reason why this video is special is I actually have my first redeem code. So thank you very much to Bloodren and the dev team for letting this happen. It is bear_strikes_gift. Let's hope this works. It will be very embarrassing if it doesn't. There you go. So get a scroll and 100 red dust. And if that's all you came for this video, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Now for the rest of you, I want to talk a little bit about how I see the demand for resources coming up. So this is more like a calendar review and how I'm going to manage my resources for the month of May. The devs have nicely prepared a calendar in time, which I think is excellent. So just going to have a look and see if I can predict or guess which resources will be important and what some of the upcoming events might be. So I think the first thing that we can look at is maybe the events pane itself. So we have at the moment the finest of them all, or maybe it might be over by the time you see this. So that's a big ascension event. There is a Ravenous Hunter, which is like a farming event. There's this For the Empire event. And this is going to be a PvE battle event, if it's like the others, where you use normal energy, regular lightning bolt energy, to beat the 20 stages and get a epic relic. Okay, so that's what we have in mind. And now we are going to look at the calendar. So let's just look at the April calendar for a moment. So first thing you notice, it's green. If you spend like 10 or 15 minutes with it, you'll find out that April had a lot of events, but there were two events that it did not have. And that is the Collector event and the Dormant Power event. The Collector event is where you collect artifacts, and the Dormant Power event is where you awaken heroes. So usually what happens is they have these events that recur on a regular basis, and sometimes there'll be a longer space between a particular event, and then they'll have that event twice in a short interval. So I would say based on that, gear and awakening are things you might want to be aware of in terms of surprises. Now we're gonna look at May. So May is red. That's the first thing you notice. And then you notice there's gonna be this Edward Cullen type on steroids with a really big sword. It's like the sword is bigger than his face in terms of the width. So that's, I think, pretty impressive. And I guess he works for some kind of medical core because you're going to collect blood as a energy token, and you're going to have 3 events in succession where first you collect the shards and you collect the blood, and then you go for the battle event with the legendary relic. And also, funny thing, Knight of Blood acronym is NOB, which I think means a particular thing, especially in the UK. So what we're actually concerned about is Knob 1 because Knob 2 is basically going to be leveling the guy, ascending him, awakening him, and Knob 3 is going to be using the blood to compete in the event. And we see in the calendar for May, there's also a ton of different events, but they miss the collector event again, and there's also no blacksmith event. So I think based on this, we can be on high alert for something to do with gear. And that means I think my top guesses for Knob 1, which is coming to you on the 2nd of May, is it's going to be a gear event or a gear rift event or a campaign event, which I'll explain in a bit, or a tome event. And that is just based on my, how do you call it? What's a diplomatic way to say this? How the game likes to it's something to do with the thrill ride of emotions that the game likes to induce in the player base. So I think, yeah, with the gear or the gear rifts, I think it's pretty clear. I said there hasn't been a collector event in a while, and then there's also no blacksmith event, so that's, a good way for them to make us look at the gear. The gear, you'll also notice it won't overlap with any of the other events during Knob 1. So that's one of the things that they like to do. They don't like to have anything overlapping, just to put us on the excitable thrill ride. So the reason I say it might be a campaign event is I think there's going to be a drain on energy in May. You already see that the Empire event is coming, and that's going to use regular energy. You're going to see the Dust Hunter event, the Phoenix Slayer event, the Ravenous Hunter event, and the Goliath Slayer event. So these are all, using energy. And I could see that with the Dust Hunter, something they might like to do during Knob 1 is to make us put our energy elsewhere to make the dust event harder. And then regarding the tomes, sometimes they do allow some overlap with the longer events and the regular events, but they like to make it something that challenges us. So I think it could be tomes for the few people who are willing to wait to the last few days. They would probably be banking in that case on people doing their tomes up front, running out of tomes, and then buying new ones for the hidden knowledge event. So that's gear, campaign, and tomes would be my top 3 guesses for Knob 1. I do not think they would be summons because we have a Kronar event and a new recruits event. That would be too easy. I do not think it would be a dust event because with both Dormant Power and Dust Hunter, I think that would be too kind. I do not think it will be an Ascensions event because we just came out of an Ascensions event, or we're just coming out of one. I don't really think they want all of us to quit that way. There is one thing that we haven't had in a while, which is a potions event, and I think that could be quite interesting. That will obviously be a great chance to complain about why do we have to use potions, because I think people have not paid attention to Inferno for a while, but of course, that's a personal choice. But you can prepare yourself that if it's a potions event, the response will be it's a good chance to work on Inferno. So in terms of resources, what I would say is for May, you probably want to stock up on energy and coins. I'm already seeing in my shop quite a few energy offers, and I think it could be wise if you are a payer to stock up on energy. Probably will need it. And possibly try to see if you can sell some of your gear to get coin. We just had a treasure event. Blacksmith is coming up, so if they put in another coin event, that's going to be really challenging. I know also we had hidden knowledge not a long time ago, and there will be another one in 2 weeks. So coins and energy, I would say, are the two most important in-game resources. So what I would do personally is, if I look at this month as a whole, I would try to complete Kronar with silver and bronze scrolls. Arena champion I kind of skip if I don't feel like it. Dormant power and dust hunter can be done with the dust that you have. So you kind of want to stockpile the dust a little bit to do the dormant power, and then you can replenish it with the dust hunter. That would mean though that Hero of Kronar and Arena and Hidden Knowledge would be the best times to do some non-dust farming. And then you have Phoenix Slayer, Royal Treasurer, so you could accumulate artifacts during the Phoenix event, sell them during the Treasure event. And then I actually would say, if you don't know a good way to do the Ravenous Hunter event quickly and easily, just skip it. The Wise Man event, I think you are probably better off ascending the vampire well before that. So you'll have to prepare 1 6-star ascension for that guy and maybe a few for Wise Man. I will probably personally only do the first half of the... I cannot talk today. I will probably only do the first half of the Wise Man event and skip the Relic. And I might do the Goliath Slayer event depending on whether I want their gear. With the calendar, I'm personally not hung up on finishing every single event. Time might be your biggest asset, but it's not your biggest gift, I guess. The biggest gift you can have is your peace of mind, honestly. And it doesn't matter how much money you have, how much time you have, if you don't have your peace of mind. So that would be my advice for this month, and certainly what I'm going to try to do for myself, trying to play the game in a way that I feel happy, I feel okay, have some peace of mind. If you can't do that, well, it can be difficult if you want something from the game that you can't give to yourself, because the only person in charge of your resources is you at the end of the day, and you kind of have to make it work with yourself. The game is, it's not yours, it's the dev's game. If the game was gone tomorrow, or if you quit tomorrow, what would you get out of it, right? It's really about trying to be happy while you're still in the game. And what I sometimes think of to put it into perspective is, if I'm no longer playing this game in a year or 2 years or 4 years or however many years, when I think of all of the time and money that I've put into it, would I be happy with what I've gotten out of it? And for me, I try to honor what feels right for me. And I get a lot of enjoyment out of sharing with you guys here. So for me, this is one of the things I like to do. But in terms of completing every event or having every hero, I can tell you if I quit in a year or 2 years, hopefully that doesn't happen. But if I quit within a year or 2 years, that roster is not going to matter to me. So that's just a little something to think about. But yes, so I think I've come to the end for today. Don't forget to write down what is your favorite kind of chocolate. And like, share, subscribe, please. It really helps. It really helps for content creators to get the redeem codes as well. So you're really kind of helping everyone by sharing the videos. That's actually really nice for a content creator to see that their views are going up, but it also increases the likelihood that they'll be able to get a code for you guys in the future. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.